If you've been watching this for a while, then you would know that this is a city that we have not covered ever before in the 2 years that we've been doing this channel. We're going to be talking about why you should relocate into Louisville, Colorado.
All right, let's go.
The most important thing that we should probably cover for you guys is where is Louisville, Colorado. So it's right outside of Boulder. It's the closest city you're gonna get if you wanna live outside of Boulder, but not inside of Boulder. How do you get here? So I think the easiest way to get here, because there's a few different ways, is you take I-25 straight north, and then you take Highway 7 west, and then you go to south a little bit to South Boulder Road. South Boulder Road will pretty much run on the north side of Louisville, especially like the downtown area. But yeah, so South Boulder Road, that's the easiest way to get here, or you can just come straight from Boulder and take South Boulder Road straight east from Boulder, Colorado. Before we break into that second reason why you might want to relocate into Louisville, Colorado, I think we need to really go over how many times Louisville and Lafayette are compared to each other just because they're right next to each other, but that can be much more different. Like Louisville is so much more, how would you say, bougie,
yeah,
bigger.
I think it's more modern. So
yeah.
If you're driving down through Louisville, you're going to see more modern houses, kind of mixed in with that Victorian style. But whereas Lafayette, you're going to see kind of those smaller, older houses surrounding the downtown area. But I think the reason that they're compared a lot is because they both have this little downtown area. Over here it's called historic downtown, over there it's Old Town Lafayette or downtown Lafayette, but again they are very different in that whole modern aspect.
Yeah, it's just crazy how much Louisville is blown up. They've always kind of been neck and neck with each other in regards to population and everything, and Louisville just decided to freaking take off like crazy.
Oh yeah, and I mean even the buildings are taller down here.
Yeah.
So as you're driving by, you know, over in Lafayette they have like maybe 1-2-story buildings. Over here you are seeing like taller buildings where you're actually driving through and you're like, wow, this actually feels like a little downtown.
Yep.
So a lot of you are moving here as a family, so we do like to cover schools. This is Boulder County, and so the good thing about Louisville is all of the Boulder County school districts kind of extend all together. They're rated an A according to niche.com, so you're always going to be, no matter if you're in Lafayette, Louisville, or Boulder, you're going to get that great school system. I'll pop up some B-roll right here showing you that no matter where you go, a lot of these schools are in the green in the A according to niche.com.
Man, so like I wanted to record here because I don't know if you could see, we're always doing this. We're like, oh, check out behind us, but there's this cool little mural back here with Martin Luther King and all that stuff. And then I realized this is a bad idea because the sun is like whitewashing our faces.
And the wind is blowing right here in the face, so yeah. I'm sorry that I keep moving my hair out of the way.
The wind knows. The wind knows they're like, hey, the core family's gonna be recording today, so I'm just gonna decide to freaking wreck their shit and blow all kinds of wind, and it's gonna. So yeah.
I'm just gonna be like this the whole time. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about things to do in Louisville, because that is one thing that has really changed, especially with the growing, you know, old town or historic downtown here in Louisville, Colorado. With things to do, we, even since us coming down here, it's funny, we actually don't come down here as much as we thought we did because of the downtown area, because when we were driving through today, we're like, oh my God, look at that place, look at that place. There are places down here that are so cool. A lot of them focused on this community area. You'll have a restaurant, and then right outside of it you'll have this outdoor gathering space. A lot of them are set up like that now for this outdoor seating and just kind of like experiencing and being able to like hang out down here.
Yep.
Versus before it was like you'd come from a restaurant and you would leave. We come down here every year for New Year's. We take the kids to the melting pot. It's actually the closest melting pot to us.
Yeah.
And it's just magical down here, whether it's Christmas or kind of just
summertime,
New Year's or summertime.
That patio style eating and drinking,
yeah.
It's just pretty amazing, yeah.
They also have Sweet Cow. I know Sweet Cow has like 6 other locations in Colorado, but it is a big deal down here. People coming for ice cream. It actually brings a lot of people from the surrounding cities over here for ice cream to have something to do. It's definitely one of the most popular places here to take your kids.
Yep.
And not far from here is the Spot, and Louisville has one of the best indoor climbing. It's called the Spot, and so it is one of the things that people come here to see. It's huge. People hang out there. It's very lifestyle driven, and definitely a big attraction here.
Yeah, so another thing also is, okay, it sucks that I'm the one who has to bring this up because I do not go to plays, guys, but I do love supporting our friends, and so we kind of follow around our good friend. He did plays up in Longmont, here, and where else? I think in Thornton or whatever, but they have a Louisville theater here I don't even think it's called the Louisville Theater, but I'm just going to call it the Louisville Theater. Just so you know, they have a lot of local plays here, so it's super cool if you want to kind of support your community a little bit, support kind of these smaller actors and all that. It's a great spot to go watch those local plays.
He's funny because he's like, I don't like to go to plays. I love plays, so I drag his tushy there as many times as I can, and he ends up having such a great time. So don't let him fool you. He does like them. He's just not going to choose to go by himself.
I think my one red line will be a ballet. Don't ever, or opera. Don't ask me to go to ballet or opera.
No,
and then the next video, they're like, oh, so we had a friend who we had to go support. Oh, we actually did support a friend that was in the opera.
We did go to the opera.
We went into Boulder. Oh my gosh.
We didn't stay the whole time.
Okay, so ballet. That's my only red line now. For now.
We'll see. Check back in and follow, and I'll make sure to update you. The other thing is they have Harper Lake here, which has the Continental Trail Loop. A lot of people like to do, but you can fish there and do. It's actually everything but motorized vehicles. So you could do little paddle boating and things like that. You just can't obviously have. It's not big enough for any of the motorized vehicle.
Another thing too, if you are big golfers, they have Cold Creek Golf Course here, nice little kind of local spot to if you want to go golfing. I've never been. Usually I kind of stay a little bit closer to home, but I heard it's a great golf course to kind of go out to. Real clean, great spot if you are living within Louisville, Colorado.
Say you're not into something that's more organized and you just want to go out on the trails, Louisville has 32 miles of trail system here, which is great because even when we are going today, it is windy today, guys, and it's a little chilly. Actually, if the wind wasn't here, it would be really warm. We still saw so many people active out and about, just bundled up because it is a pretty active environment here.
Now, real quick, I'm going to break into something. This is kind of the elephant in the room in regards to Louisville, Colorado, and that is the Marshall Fire. Yes, it did come through here. It did a crazy amount of damage to Louisville. Louisville and Superior were pretty much the two cities that got hit the most. They are rebuilding, and they've also put in so many plans in place, Boulder County has, to try and keep that from happening again. That was a one-off, guys. It's not something that happens here all the time because, believe me, there's many times that we're talking to you guys who want to live in this area, but you're super concerned about the wildfires. That doesn't happen all the time. Boulder is putting stuff into place to make sure it does not happen again.
Okay, before we get on to the next thing, if you are liking the videos or content or you want to travel around these different cities with us, please go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified every single time we put out a new video. Give us a thumbs up because we do these videos for you.
And of course, guys, if you're looking at purchasing real estate in the state of Colorado, want that amazing realtor to partner up with, give us a call or text the phone number right below, right there. Doesn't matter date or time.
Now that ties us into another reason why you do want to come to Louisville. So they are actually partnering with Lafayette to try to make the corridor kind of over by the highway and everything more accessible so that they can experience large growth and really just accommodate people here to make it easier for them to kind of get around town. So it's called the Future 42 Project. I looked it up. It's super cool. They have drawings out of how they're going to make it more accessible along the corridor and all of that. Now, I also, because if you guys don't know me yet, I'm kind of like a geek when it comes to future development.
Yep.
I went on and I have to tell you, Louisville needs to do a little bit better job on their website because it's really hard to find future development. Now, I don't know if that is because right now they're in a rebuild stage as well. So maybe some of those future development is on hold, or maybe it's not, as public as maybe it should be. But for some reason, I had a very, very hard time finding what future things are coming here as far as business development or city development.
If you ever watch any of our other videos, we constantly talked about Highlands, High-Low, and all these areas that do a ton of scrapes. We do talk scrapes and we talk about how some of these areas are doing them. I think Louisville has the upper end on all of them. Like you go around here and there are scrapes galore in regards to the housing that's getting torn down. Also the commercial properties, if you're going up and down downtown Louisville, you have a lot of commercial buildings that are getting scraped, and they're also doing some rehabs where they're taking some older buildings and they're kind of, adding that modernizing style to them. So it's kind of crazy how many scrapes we are seeing here just because of that Boulder popularity. People want to live outside of Boulder and not necessarily inside of Boulder.
The other thing too is typically when we see scrapes, we start seeing, the multi-unit in these scrapes. We are also seeing some very beautiful custom homes in this area. So it's not a one-size thing. We're not seeing more of one over the other. We're seeing custom homes, we're seeing, multi-unit, we're seeing all kinds of things, but for the most part, they are taking that old Victorian style and going to a more modern feel.
And on the other side of that development that's happening in Louisville, there's also kind of these pocket areas where they are doing brand new homes. So you'll see a pocket inside of an older neighborhood where it's just 3 brand new homes, and so they're taking this land. Maybe they're tearing down some older houses and putting those up. But it's kind of weird because you're driving through, like, and you see these older houses, and you're like, wow, that's a brand new neighborhood right there. But it's only 5 houses. So.
But the one thing to really take in consideration is how community Louisville really is. So I was looking for the development and all of that, and when I did go on the website, they have a Facebook page. So I went on there to see if maybe anyone was talking about it. They were talking about how they do monthly community updates. You can go on there. It says all of the different fundraisers, future events, just any way to connect the community, and it gets sent straight to them. Like, it is very nice. I mean, it had monthly calendars. It had, hey, are you looking to redo your yard? Like, you know, apply for this, and we're doing X amount of things to give back to the community. So very, very active community. In fact, when I was on that Facebook page, they said, did anyone go out on Valentine's Day? Take a look what happened. There was a flash mob out in the center of Louisville, or historic downtown Louisville, in the middle of the street, of them doing like this dancing on Valentine's Day. Nobody was expecting it. They thought it was the coolest thing. All the community was coming together saying like how wonderful it is to be part of the Louisville community.
Let's break into the real estate a little bit. And today, I don't know what it is, but for some reason the numbers were only for single family homes. They didn't have too many attached or condo, townhouse style homes. But let's look at that single family home median sales price. You're looking at January of 2023, a median sales price of $792,000. And guys, that's down over 22%.
Now, that is a high number in comparison to what Louisville used to be in the past.
Oh yeah.
But do not be surprised if you're seeing $1 million houses in this area. There are some still old Victorian homes. You'll see an old Victorian home, and then right next to it you see a million or $1.5 million home. So it's not very uniform yet. I do think that eventually it's going to change, and we're just going to see those prices go up because of these custom builds. But as of now, I think some of those old traditional Victorian style homes are still bringing down that cost, when majority of the time when we're seeing listings, they are closer to that $900 million range.
And as you go into like kind of western Louisville, that's where you find more of your suburbia, where it's not as, you know, new home, old home, new home, old home, or whatever it is. You have a lot more neighborhoods out there, and that's what was really affected by the Marshall Fire. So if you don't necessarily want to be near this downtown, but still want to live inside of Louisville, definitely check out the west side, which is kind of a little bit closer to Superior. It's like you pretty much got Louisville, and then you got, I'm going to try and figure out how to do this on the camera. So if you have like Louisville right here, then you have Superior over here, and then you have Boulder right here. I don't know if that's going to work out right, but you get what I'm saying, where it's pretty much like the corner of the L between Superior and Boulder, and that's where you have kind of like your more suburbia style of Louisville.
Okay, so we talked about, you know, the great schools over here, all the future development, you know, obviously the rise in pricings because it's amazing historic downtown. If there's anything else that you want to know about Louisville, please comment down below. We do these videos for you.
And of course, guys, if you are looking at purchasing real estate in the state of Colorado, give us a call or text the phone number right below. Give us a call or text. It doesn't matter date or time. We're there to answer them all. And until next time, we love you. Bye.
Bye.
South Boulder Road, run along the side. South Boulder Road. Okay.
South Boulder Road.
Yep. South Boulder Road, roll along.
Slow down. Now that kind of ties us into another reason that you do want to find. Now that time.